Shavua Tov, a good Tavoch, and welcome to our program. Everyone is worried about Corona, and the Rebbe will help that all Jews throughout the world should have a lot of Hatzlacha, and no one should be affected. Those who were should have a refuah karevo, shlemo, and arichas yomim v'shonim tevis, gesundheit und verherrlichkeit. There's a story of the Tzemach Tzedek that he was asked by the town of Orshe. Orshe is a town not far from Lubavitch, and it was they sent him the letter on the first day of Chalamei Tzukis, Tov Kuf Peiches. Tov Kuf Peiches is a sensitive year because the Mittel Rebbe at that time, we're talking about Chalamei Tzukis, was not in Lubavitch. The Mittel Rebbe at that time, he was the Rebbe, but he was not in Lubavitch, he was in Haditch. Why? Because the Chag HaGeula of the Mittel Rebbe is Yud Kislev, Tov Kuf Pei Zayin. However, that summer, the Mittel Rebbe was told that they are going to arrest him again. So at the end of Tov Kuf Pei Zayin, the Mittel Rebbe left Lubavitch, and he went to Haditch, and he spent Yomim Neroim in Haditch. So now we are talking about Chalamei Tzukis Tov Kuf Peiches, which is the end of 1827. And they are turning to the Tzemach Tzedek because the Mittel Rebbe is in Haditch. And there's a plague, Rachmana litzlan, in Orshe, where every day something else is happening, and they need help. So they turned to the Tzemach Tzedek, and they wrote him a long letter, and they're asking him for help. And the Tzemach Tzedek responded. We will return to that in a moment, but first, our customary story. The customary story this week, Rabbi Say, is also about the coronavirus. And in a sikha, which is absolutely mind-boggling, it was Yud Aleph Nisan Tov Shin Mem Beis. Yud Aleph Nisan, that's 1982. And you read, you listen to the sikha, and I took the words of the tape, the Rebbe's words, and you can think that the Rebbe is talking about it today. The Rebbe starts, that's that particular part, that when a new machle, Rachmana litzlan, starts, a machle there was never sikemon given as a machle. A new machle, a new sickness, such as there was never such a sickness before. Says the Rebbe, is a zichere zach. It's definite that you cannot use old medication for a new sickness. You can't use medication that you used before and for a new sickness. It's a new sickness, and the new sickness needs a new medication. And then the Rebbe says, clear, and this is a zichere zach, that the medication for this sickness already exists. Which means the Rebbe is telling us that the remedy, the medication for coronavirus already exists. How is that? And the Rebbe explains that the Almighty God created the world in an order that He sends the refuah before the makkah. That first He sends the remedy, and then He sends the sickness. So therefore, if He sends the sickness, as the Rebbe, it's for sure that the remedy exists. And then the Rebbe said that the doctors who could find it should look for it, and they will find it. That's what the Rebbe says. They should look for it, and they will find it. Sounds like the Rebbe is talking today. And he is talking for it to us today. That those who can, those who have the shlichus, the Rebbe uses that word, who have the shlichus of finding a remedy, will look for it, and they will find it. And if you listen to the tape, You can find it. It's Yud Aleph Nisan Tov Shin Mem Beis, 1982. And you will hear the Rebbe's words. It's as if the Rebbe is talking to us. I don't want to say as if. The Rebbe is talking to us today. And he's telling us that there is a remedy for coronavirus. And we have to ask the doctors who have the shlichus that they should find a remedy. And it's for certain that they will find it. Plus the Rebbe says that they have to treat each person on an individual basis. And one person is not the same as another person. And the Rebbe makes sure to say that each person should be treated with special attention, that particular person, with special attention, amicably. So in other words, the doctor should treat each person like he is a world unto itself, as he is a world into his own. And each person should be treated individually. And the remedy will be found. If they will look for it, they will find it, says the Rebbe. To that, the Rebbe says, let's not forget. It's Ikvese de Mashiach. It's before the coming of Mashiach. It brings the Gemara in Seite, in Lachim, that this is before the coming of Mashiach, and this is connected with the coming of Mashiach. Concerning what we should do, the Rebbe says, in this Sikha, the Rebbe says what we should do concerning this problem. And the Rebbe offers that we should learn a Parsha Chumash v'Torah each and every single day. And the Rebbe explains, Sunday from the beginning till Sheni, then Monday from Sheni to Shlishi, and Tuesday from Shlishi till the Revi. And this is what the Rebbe is answering. Now, to this, chassidim have said, the Rebbe also asked for chitas, and the Rebbe also asked for Rambam. He doesn't say it in that sikha of Membeis, but we know how many times did the Rebbe speak about chitas, and how many times did the Rebbe speak about Rambam. And the Rebbe even brings that the Rambam has a special connection with a remedy, Pegimel, the number 83, and so on. So, therefore, chassidim have said that Parsha Chumash, Chitas, and Rambam will help in the present situation of finding a remedy and a cure and a refuah for the matzav in which we are in for the coronavirus. Talking about Rabbi say, what the Tzemach Tzedek answered. Tzemach Tzedek answered them. And he said, since you are asking me, I will answer you. And he says like this. Number one, to give a lot of tzedakah. Because the Mishnah says, Al gezel matnas anim, that the tzedakah that was supposed to be given to poor people was not done properly. So therefore the Tzemach Tzedek suggests that there is a special milah, there's an advantage in giving tzedakah a lot of times. And the Rebbe speaks about it also extensively. And the Rebbe says we're not talking about giving more tzedakah, because it would be the same amount in the pushka. It's to give the tzedakah in a lot of times. And the Tzemach Tzedek is very particular about it. He says that he should give a coin every hour and before davening, in order that during the day he 18 small coins every day, 18 kopecks, or 18 kopkes, as they would say. In our case, 18 cents. So if a person gives every hour a penny to tzedakah into tzedakah pushka. So it doesn't make any difference to the institution. Whether you take 18 pennies and you give him at one time, or you give him in 18 different times. However, in terms of what you are doing, of Maaseh HaTzedakah, that makes a big difference. So this is why you should do it in 18 times, as the Tzemach Tzedek says, Sheyeh chai ktanim bechol yom. And then, once you have the money in the pushka, you send it to any mesid that you want. Now, the Tzemach Tzedek says, Yisaknu hamides vehamishkolis. Mides and mishkolis means weights and measures, or measures and weights. Now, in the broad sense, what it means is that business should be done accurately. However, what we can understand, today we don't do business on weights, that we go into the grocery store and we ask for 100 grams of butter or 100 grams of cheese. Nevertheless, by extension, just like in the olden days, if you ask for 100 grams, you want to make sure that it's honest, that it's not 99 or 99 and a half, and so on, that it's actually, that the person gets 100 grams because that's what they're paying for. By extension, it means that our businesses should be done honestly. Whether we sell a car, or whether we sell a house, or whether we sell a factory, or whether we sell a business, or whatever it is. The Tzemach Tzedek is saying is that the key here is, and that business and business transaction should be done in an honest way. And then the Tzemach Tzedek continues, and he says that one of the remedies is to be sure not to talk. I want to say it inside so I don't make a mistake. Sheyesh lihi zoyer, we should be careful. Shalei lo suach shum sicha betelo chas v'sholem, that we shouldn't talk any idle talk. Beveis hamedrash, in shul, mishiyaschil hashatz lispalil, from the time that the chazan is starting to daven, ad gemar kaddish basra, until the end of the last kaddish. Shachris advis mincha. In the morning, to Shachris and to Ma'ariv and to Mincha. And he continues that Midas Emes, saying the truth, living by the truth, is a sgula of Arichos Yomim, and especially, as it says in the Aseres Adibelis, Kabed esovicho ve'esimecho, respect your father and your mother, Lema'an yarichun yomecho, so that you should have long life. That is what the Tzemach Tzedek writes to the people in Orshe. The Rebbe zal helfen. Jedereen should adopt. Now we know that Tzemach Tzedek says, we know what the Rebbe says, and zal the Rebbe helfen, that there should be over immediately, as there is a saying mentioned, in Yiddish, Azevis is gekommen, Azevet es avegin. It will leave Hashem immediately. And all Jews, those who need, will have the four krevon or the four shlemo, take it from a yad mamish, and arichos yomim v'shonim tevis. And as the Rebbe mentions, this is definitely a warning, as now everybody understands that. This is a global warning to the world. The Rebbe says, Kinderlach, I want you to know that the one who runs this world is Almighty God. Zal the Rebbe helfen that this should be the darkness before the daybreak. As it says, that before daybreak, there's an intensification of darkness. In our days, we do not remember such an intensification of darkness. Something that enveloped the whole world in darkness. So therefore, this darkness should bring about unprecedented light, the light of Moshiach, the Gulu HaMitis v'Hashlemo, Gesundheit und Fröhlichkeit, ובעגולו דידן ובשמחו ובטוב לבוב, ובטוב הנידה והנגלו, למטה מעשרות טפוחים, ובחסד וברחמים, ותקף ומיד ממש.